All right, Steeler fans, it's only Wednesday, but hey, on a Thursday night game, I try to give you the behind enemy lines segment, and it was tough. Had to scramble, but I found someone to cover the New England Patriots. Alex Shane of Patriots Nation Network joins me. Alec, how's it going?
I'm doing well, Jeff. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Well, I said this before we went live. This is going to be a fun podcast. Seems
Yeah.
like both of our teams suck right now. So this will be a lively conversation. But no, in all reality, this Thursday night game, I'm kind of shocked they didn't move it because they had that option. Were you the same way? Are you surprised? Like, because the Monday night game, they flexed that out with the Patriots. Are you shocked this one stayed?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the Patriots play Thursday. They had that Monday night game against the Chiefs flexed out. They also have a Christmas Eve game that they should have flexed out as well. There's a lot of prime time Patriots coming down the pike, unfortunately, for the rest of the world. Although, in my personal opinion, I think flexing out Monday night games is a really dick move by the NFL. I mean, it's pretty special. You probably took Tuesday off. You paid exorbitant amounts of money.
Yeah.
It could be like a bucket list item to go to a Monday night football game. And the NFL is like, you know what? Just alter all of your December plans. We need more ratings. Here's your 1 p.m. game. Suck it. But I don't blame them because the Patriots are objectively terrible this year. And it's going to be a rough one for anybody who's not like an actual fan of these two teams on Thursday. Not looking forward to it.
Yeah, I laughed out loud last Thursday when they're doing the promo for this upcoming game in week 14. And there you see the Steelers, TJ Watt, and the Patriots. They had a picture of Bill Belichick. You don't have any players that you want to highlight. They had the head coach, the 70-plus-year-old head coach. But I digress. Let's start with Bill Belichick. Let me ask you about Belichick because, man, rumors are swirling. People want him next year. There's talk that he's not going to be back in New England. That's neither here nor there. What is your take on, and this is going to be a very specific question, what is your take on Bill Belichick, the general manager?
Yeah, that's been the debate around Patriots Nation for a really long time. Bill can't draft. He's a great coach. He's a bad GM. I don't really buy it that much. He definitely makes some head scratching moves, but I would imagine I haven't sat down, done the research, but I imagine if you put the decisions he's made up against decisions all the other coaches or GMs have made in terms of draft picks, draft busts, free agent acquisitions, trades, whatever, I bet you it probably evens out. I like looking at drafts, especially as here are all of your picks from this draft. And if your sixth rounder is this like massive stud and your first rounder is a bust, I don't really care that much. It's all about talent acquisition and team building as a whole. So he has made some absolutely mind-boggling decisions. But if I had to guess, I feel like he's probably right in line with everybody else in the NFL. I mean, look at who's in quarterback right now. We've got Brock Purdy out there lighting it up. No one knew who he was, so no one really knows anything about how to acquire talent and acquisition. So maybe I'm being biased here, but I feel like Belichick gets a bad rap for that.
And that's fine. And that's a very good perspective that I never even considered as an outsider here. But let me ask you this then. What's gone wrong that has led to, and is it literally just Tom Brady left to go on with his life's work down in Tampa Bay and then retire? To me, it can't be all that, right? What's gone wrong to have them have 2 wins heading into week 14?
Yeah, I think there's 2 big factors, in my opinion. One, I don't know what happened to Mac Jones between 2021, his Pro Bowl rookie year, and now, but he's just lost everything that made him a good quarterback. You know, he was really not the prototypical 2020s quarterback where he's really mobile and athletic and agile with a crazy arm, can extend plays. He was always really smart, really cerebral, really accurate, made good decisions, read the defense, and had his teammates, trusted his teammates. And like none of those things have happened in 2022 and 23. I don't know why, but having no quarterback on your roster has been a big problem. Secondly, I think to Brady leaving, I think it's a lot easier to be a coach like Belichick, where everything everyone does sucks all the time. You're never getting praised. He's hard on you. The only game film he shows you is when you're dropping the ball or fumbling or running the wrong route. Everyone's wildly accountable. You work hard. You are always getting ground down. That's great if you're winning football games all the time and you have the greatest quarterback of all time all in on it, buying the culture. I would imagine it's a lot harder to enact that type of philosophy when your team's losing games, when you're not getting the results you'd like to get. And I just don't know if Bill Belichick's been able to pivot his coaching philosophy to kind of maybe dial it back a bit and figure out what is working. Because clearly the quote unquote Patriot way, which I never really liked that phrase, but that's what everyone knows about it. I don't think it carries as much weight when you don't have a quarterback like Tom Brady who's buying in and you're not getting the results on the field. Winning masks up pretty much anything else. When you're not winning games, I feel like maybe guys aren't buying in the way they used to. But again, I'm not in the locker room. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, that's a good point. The 2023 Patriots are not great, but they do have a good defense. And that's
Great
something
defense.
that they don't get enough credit for. I mean, they've lost their last 3 games, but they've held opponents, I believe, to 10 points or less in every contest. Like, that's insane. And they've lost those games. I mean, you think about the 6-0 loss to the Chargers last week. Like, that kind of epitomizes the season. What is the defense doing so well that has stymied the opposition?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're really decent in the secondary, and they play good complementary football. I think one of the more unheralded players that maybe you don't know if you're not following Patriots is Jabril Peppers, the safety, who's really come into his own this season. They've had a couple of really good drafts of these kind of bigger hybrid safety linebacker types like Peppers, like Kyle Duggar, the second round pick from a few years back, that have acted as a really nice bridge between the pass rush and the secondary and causing coverage sacks, causing guys to not get open, stiffening up when they need to. What's even crazier about that stat about the 16 points they've allowed in the past couple of games, they've all been on drives under 30 yards for the offense because the Patriots turned the ball over.
Yeah.
So they're just not giving points up, which is really, really impressive. But I don't think anything magical they're doing. I think they're a really good unit. They have good complementary pieces. Bill Belichick is still a defensive genius. He always will be. As the NFL offense is morphed, defense has stayed kind of the same. And it's fun to think, even without Christian Gonzalez, who was having a great rookie campaign before he went down, and Matthew Judon, their best pass rusher, they're still able to do this. So, the defense will keep them in games, but it's got to be very frustrating to know that unless you pretty much hold the opponent to 0, you're probably still going to lose. And that's got to be a tough pill to swallow if you're a defense.
Okay, so let's go to the offense. And first and foremost, I know Belichick's not going to say anything. At least I haven't seen it publicly. Is it Bailey Zappi at quarterback on Thursday night, or do we not know? Is this we're going to wait and see?
The way that practice is going this week, Bailey Zappi is taking first team reps, but you'll never know until the game time happens. I don't think Zappi necessarily did anything to cement his starting spot. I'll tell you that against the Chargers. I mean, I don't know very many other backup quarterbacks that have had this many opportunities to steal a starting role and kept failing spectacularly every single time. But I mean, I don't see Will Grier taking snaps. I know there are some Patriots fans who want to see Malik Cunningham in there. At least he's athletic and interesting. But I think in terms of the best chance to win, it is Bailey Zappi. I mean, hopefully for your sake, you did not watch the Chargers game at all, because why would you? But I think the real big difference between the Patriots with Zappi and the Patriots with Mac Jones is, I hate saying this, but the Patriots with Zappi, they looked like just a very, very, very bad, but actual NFL offense. With Mac Jones, you basically like, what the hell was that? It was like a run for no gain, an incompletion, a sack. That was kind of your first 3 downs with Mac Jones. At least Bailey Zappi will like scramble in the pocket before he throws an interception. He'll not like run around in circles and throw up his back foot. So I think it's Zappi's to lose until Zappi starts turning the ball over. The one thing he did not do against the Chargers was throw a pick. So to his credit, if he has like a 3-4 interception game against the Steelers, maybe reevaluate. But until Zappi has one of those days, it's his ship as far as I know.
Well, it's a good segue, because my question is as bad as the Patriots offense has been, has there been any glimmers? And you kind of alluded to that with Zappi, that it did semi look like an NFL offense at times, and they did move the ball on occasion. But is there anything that you would point to as a Patriot fan that was like, okay, maybe they can do this one thing well? What is that thing, if it exists at all?
Yeah, so the good thing the Patriots have done this season, they bumped Michael Onwenu, the lineman, out to right tackle. He's really thrived there. They had a really hard time finding their starting 5 combination along the offensive line. They got rookie City Sowen at right guard and Onwenu back at right tackle. That seems to be the combination that works for them on the right side. It shore things up. And the run game has really boomed as a result. For Ramondre Stevenson, even though he's out for a couple weeks with sprained ankle, he's been running very, very well recently. They can run block pretty well. And then rookie Pop Douglas, Demario Douglas, has been a really nice bright spot for the team. He's got a lot of promise as a receiver. But they're both out, probably from concussion protocols or sprained ankles, whatever it is. And that's kind of it. We were really excited. It's funny. We were really excited to get a former Steeler, Juju Smith-Schuster. We thought he'd be a really good
Yeah.
fit in
Yeah.
this offense. He played well with the Chiefs. We didn't expect him to light the world on fire. But we figured he'd be a good bigger slot body. But the only thing he seems to be good at is falling down on 3rd and long when the ball comes his way. Don't know if that was a problem he had with the Steelers, like a fall down route was his thing. But all we really hope for as Patriots fans offensively is just to like get Bryce Behringer, the punter out there, who's having an MVP caliber season, as far as I'm concerned, to maybe flip the field long enough for where maybe the Patriots defense holds them to 3 and out, like inside their own 10. They punt from the end zone. You get a good punt return. You gain 6 yards on 1st and 10 from the 40. You kick a long field goal. Those are kind of our offensive hopes and dreams at this point in the season.
Those are your milestones, your mile markers.
That's it. That's right.
I was going to ask about Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, he's a guy that, his knee was pretty messed up before he left Pittsburgh. He went to Kansas City, and it was a situation where Patrick Mahomes can make anyone that can catch the ball look okay. You're seeing what happens when they don't catch the ball right now. But nonetheless, he goes to New England. How has he been as like in the locker room? Because he got a lot of crap in Pittsburgh for the TikTok dances, and he was more worried about his brand than he was anything else. Has he been a good team guy? Has he stayed in line or what?
Yeah, I've heard nothing negative in terms of that. No bad sound bites, no bad quotes. But again, there are very few locker rooms. It's a notoriously closed office, New England's locker room. So I feel like if anything was going on, it would get nipped in the bud pretty quickly. Everyone seems to be competing well. They're acknowledging it's a lost season. It's a bad team. But there's nobody that I flat out don't like on this team, which is nice. It's not like any dislikable miscreants or anything like that. It's just a bunch of players without a whole lot of talent, no all-stars, and never really all came together for 2023.
Yeah, it's just so weird when you think of the New England Patriots. I mean, my gosh, a guy my age, I'm 40 years old. Yeah, I think about how many Super Bowls the Steelers could have had during those runs with Tom Brady and the guys. Like, it's incredible to think that they're a 2-win team. Nonetheless, here we are. Let's talk about this game. Some people that I've had on the show are cool with giving a score prediction. Some people are just like, I want to give you my feeling on how I think it's going to play out. It's up to you. I really don't care. But right now, the line is the Steelers are giving 6 points, which is a shocker to me because with Mitch Trubisky in there, no one's expecting much on the offensive side of the ball. But that's where the total comes in. The total of this game is 30. 30 points. And that's fitting. The Steelers struggle to put points on the board. They have not put points on the board this season, and neither have the New England Patriots. So how do you see this game going at Acrisure Stadium? And are you hammering the under is the question.
You kind of got to hammer the under. I mean, the Trubisky Zappy vaunted Thursday night matchup. I feel like if this was Ben Roethlisberger versus Tom Brady on Thursday night, it would still be a sloppy, ugly, low-scoring game because it's Thursday. The guys aren't healthy. There's no game plan installed. There's not enough time to get the field ready. It's just an absolute disaster of a business decision from the NFL from like a product standpoint. So I will always hammer the under on Thursday nights, regardless of who's under center. But with just two kind of struggling offenses, and the Patriots haven't scored a point in a touchdown, at least in 3 games, I just don't really see this score going beyond like 13-10. I feel like that's probably a reasonable score. And if it's 13-10 Pittsburgh, I'll be happy because it means the Patriots actually got in the end zone. So something to cheer for. But that's kind of where I'm at with it.
The 6 points scares me to death as a Steeler fan. Like taking the Steelers giving 6 in this game, I got to be honest, I'm not touching that. I might take the Steelers straight up, but on the money line, but I'm not taking them giving 6 points. That's a lot. And that total 30, I agree with you. I'm taking the under. I'm just hoping it's not a reiteration of the Steelers Dolphins Monday night game that ended 3-0 in a monsoon where the football got stuck into the football field. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But so do you like the Steelers in this game?
I do. I do like the Steelers in this game. I feel like the Steelers are at least capable of scoring the points. They're capable of moving the ball. I like Najee Harris. He's a good running back. I don't think Mitch Trubisky is a world beater by any stretch of the imagination, but I think he's a serviceable NFL quarterback when he needs to be. No one's expecting to put up 400 yards and 4 TDs, but I think he can get the ball to George Pickens. He can get the ball to Allen Robinson, and he can make enough plays. And I feel like if the Steelers go up 3-0, that might be enough of a lead the way the Patriots offense is playing. So I think the Steelers can take this one. It's not going to be a blowout, but I feel like the Steelers are just the better team than the Patriots are this year.
You're making me dread this game as much as I did the Arizona Cardinals coming into town and beating them with 2 weather delays. So that's not doing much for the mental psyche, but nonetheless, I do thank you, Alec, for taking the time. I'm going to give you an opportunity to plug what you're doing, both on the podcast side. If you're doing any writing, go ahead and do that now. Tell people where they can find your work.
Yeah, great. Thanks. You can find me writing at patspulpit.com. It's the SB Nation affiliate. I cover the Patriots. I have my fan notes from the game. I do breakdowns. I'm currently have a running tally of exactly when the Patriots can be eliminated from the postseason officially. For the record, it's with a loss on Thursday, along with other circumstances if they win by any chance.
Okay.
So you can find me there on patspulpit.com. You can also find me on the Patriots First and Goal podcast on Pats Nation Network, available on Spotify, iTunes, everywhere else you find your podcasts.
Very good. Alec, enjoy the game on Thursday night as best as you can, and we'll be in touch. Take it easy. Thanks for taking the time.
Sounds great, Jeff. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
No problem.